The Bud Light slipped from my fingers. Not dropped, slipped. A slow motion surrender as her voice cut through the Saturday evening air like a chainsaw through silk. The aluminum can hit the concrete patio with a hollow clang. Beer foaming out in a widening puddle around my shoes. Stop acting like we're married. You don't get to control me. Every conversation died. 17 people. I counted them later, obsessively, lying in bed. 17 witnesses to my public execution. The grill hissed behind me. Someone's kid stopped mid-throw. With a football, even the Bluetooth speaker seemed to crank louder, filling the silence with some cheerful pop song about summer love. I'd asked about her weekend plans. 5 words. She'd mentioned leaving town, and I'd asked when she'd be home. The kind of question married people ask each other. The kind of question I thought I had the right to ask after 6 years of sharing a bed, a mortgage, a life. Tom, whose backyard this was, whose beer I'd been drinking, stood frozen at the grill with tongs extended like a conductor whose orchestra had forgotten their instruments. His wife pressed a hand to her mouth. The Johnsons from 3 doors down suddenly found the wood grain of the deck fascinating. Mike Chin laughed. Actually laughed. A sharp, uncomfortable bark he tried to swallow too late. She clutched her phone. White knuckles. Screen glowed with an unread message. Her thumb hovered over it, twitched, pulled back. The movement lasted maybe 2 seconds. I saw everything in those 2 seconds. My throat tightened. Words formed somewhere deep, clawed their way up. When they arrived calm. Dead calm. The kind of calm that comes after the storm has already destroyed everything. You're right. She blinked, confused. She'd expected a fight. We're not married. Someone gasped. Might have been Tom's wife. Might have been my own sharp inhale. I turned to Tom. Thanks for the beer. My voice belonged to someone else. Someone practiced at attending funerals. Sorry about the mess. I gestured at the puddle spreading toward his pristine white deck boards. She stood there, mouth open, phone still clutched like a lifeline. Have a great weekend, I said to her, to the woman wearing my grandmother's ring, to the stranger I'd been sleeping next to for 73 months. The walk to my car stretched across miles. Gravel crunched too loud under my shoes. Someone, Tom, probably called my name. I kept walking. Unlocked the door, slid behind the wheel, started the engine. My phone erupted before I hit the main road. Texts flooded in, screenshots from people at the party, concerned messages, questions, exclamation points multiplying like bacteria. I watched them accumulate at stoplights. 47 messages before I reached our street. Our street. Not anymore. I parked in the driveway and sat. The house squatted in front of me, dark except for the porch light I'd forgotten to turn off. Inside those walls, we'd stopped speaking months ago, communicated through refrigerator notes and careful scheduling, like hostile roommates with a shared lease. The bedroom had become a demilitarized zone. The kitchen, a place for silent coffee and quick exits. I caught my reflection in the rear-view mirror. Hollow I stared back. When had I become this? When had I started flinching at her footsteps? When had I learned to make myself smaller, quieter, less? The phone buzzed again. Her name lit up the screen. I watched it ring 6 times before silence returned. In the window glass, backlit by the porch light, I saw a ghost. Someone I used to recognize. Someone who used to laugh at backyard barbecues and mean it. I turned off the engine. Saturday night crickets sang their usual songs. Somewhere down the street, a dog barked twice and went quiet. The front door waited. Inside, everything would be exactly where we'd left it this morning. The carefully maintained lie of a functional marriage. I got out of the car. Time to change the locks. Sunday morning. Coffee burned my tongue. I didn't care. The locksmith's number glowed on my phone screen. Open at 8 Monday morning. Perfect timing. She'd leave at 6 for her weekend getaway. 2 hours to erase her from the house. I should have felt something. Rage. Grief. Instead, numbness wrapped around me like a winter coat. The computer hummed in the spare room. Our shared desktop. The one we bought 3 years ago when finances were joint and futures were certain. I needed to check the bank account. Figure out what separated meant in practical terms. Her email tab blinked open. Hotel confirmation. Deluxe suite. 2 adults. Check-in Friday, check-out Sunday. My hand froze on the mouse. Friday, 3 days ago, while I'd been at that barbecue, believing her story about a solo retreat to clear her head. I clicked deeper. Shouldn't have. Couldn't stop. Messages scrolled past. Months of them. Mark from her office. Lunch meetings that ran long. Working late projects. Inside jokes. Then recent ones, different. Bolder. Can't wait for the weekend. Told him I need space. Finally, just us. My stomach hollowed out. I grabbed my phone, hand shaking now. Photographed everything. Screen after screen. Saved them to a flash drive I dug from the desk drawer. Evidence. Proof. Ammunition. The pain arrived late, like delayed thunder after lightning. Not the sharp stab I'd expected. More like drowning. Slow, inevitable, surprisingly quiet. Monday morning, I called a lawyer before sunrise. Explained the barbecue. Mentioned the emails. He listened without interrupting. Then spoke 3 words I needed to hear. Document everything. Thoroughly. She left at 6:15, humming something cheerful, rolling her suitcase across our hardwood floors for the last time as my wife. The locksmith arrived at 8. By noon, her belongings sat in labeled boxes on the porch. Military-grade deadbolts gleamed on every door. Wednesday, 3:47 in the afternoon. Her keys scraped the lock. Once. Twice. Metal grinding against metal, confused. Desperate, I watched through the window. She stood on the porch. Our porch, my porch, staring at the doorknob like it had betrayed her. Boxes surrounded her feet. Neat labels in black marker. Clothes. Shoes. Toiletries. Books. The pounding started soft. Escalated fast. Open this door. Her fist hammered wood. What the hell is this? Mrs. Patterson emerged from across the street, pruning shears forgotten in one hand. The Chens slowed their evening walk. Phones appeared. Cameras pointed. My phone vibrated. Her name. I let it ring. Voicemail picked up. Immediately, she called again. This time I answered. Coffee shop on Main. 1 hour. I hung up before she could speak. The cafe smelled like burnt espresso and desperation. She arrived 12 minutes late, mascara smudged, hair wild. Sat down hard enough to rattle the table. You can't just... I slid the folder across the table. Printouts. Screenshots. Hotel confirmations. Messages. Timestamps. Mark's name appeared 47 times across 3 pages. Her face drained white. Lips moved. No sound emerged. Saturday was honest. I said, we're not married. Not in any way worth saving. It meant nothing. Her voice cracked. I'll end it. Today. Right now. Already filed. Adultery grounds. California law is very clear. Tears came. Predictable. She reached across the table. I pulled back. Please. We can fix this. 6 months of contempt. Public humiliation. Now this. I stood. There's nothing left to fix. The chair scraped. I left her crying into cold coffee. Outside, the sun hung low. Golden hour. Beautiful, indifferent, merciless. 2 weeks disappeared into lawyers' offices and hostile emails. She hired Davidson. Aggressive, expensive, notorious. Suddenly I'd been controlling, emotionally abusive, financially manipulative. She wanted the house. Alimony. Compensation for emotional distress. Friends split like cells dividing. Tom believed me. His wife sided with her. The Johnsons stopped returning calls. Mikechen brought beer in silence, the good kind, the kind men share when words fail. Thursday evening. My phone rang. Unknown number. Please don't tell my wife. Mark. The coward spoke fast, words tumbling over each other. He had kids. Twin girls, 7 years old. A marriage of 12 years. His wife suspected nothing. She'll destroy me. Please. I'll do anything. I hung up, stared at the phone. One call could detonate another family. Two little girls would learn their father was a liar. A woman I'd never met would feel the same drowning I'd felt. The power sat heavy in my palm. My lawyer called an hour later. Leverage opportunity. Her boyfriend's married. Threaten exposure unless she drops her claims. That's extortion. That's negotiation. His voice carried no judgment. Your choice. Friday morning, her lawyer received our counteroffer. Drop everything. Walk away clean. Or Mark's wife gets a detailed timeline with evidence. She held out 3 days. Her lawyer called Monday. My client accepts your terms. The barbecue witnesses gave depositions. Tom remembered her exact words. His wife corroborated despite her loyalties. Video footage surfaced. Someone had been filming the party. Mediation got scheduled. The judge suggested settling quickly, quietly, before court made everything public record. She signed everything Tuesday afternoon. The marriage died on paper at 3:17 p.m. Conference Room B, downtown courthouse. 1 month later, the divorce finalized. Quick, clean, surgical. The house stayed mine. Purchased before marriage, never jointly titled. Finances separated easily. She brought little in, took less out. I found her in the cereal aisle at Safeway. Tuesday morning, 9:15. She wore yesterday's clothes, hair unwashed, eyes hollow. Age had arrived suddenly. Lines where smooth skin used to be, gray threading through brown. Our carts nearly collided. She opened her mouth, closed it, tried again. How are... Good. I grabbed the granola I needed, moved past. Mike told me later. Mark went home. Reconciled with his wife. Apparently. Couples therapy. The affair ended before it became public. She lived alone now. Studio apartment downtown. Worked different hours to avoid him. I waited for satisfaction. Victory should taste sweet. Instead, emptiness. Hollow victory. Pyrrhic win. Women approached. Friends of friends. Sympathetic divorcees. Well-meaning setups. Coffee invitations piled up. I declined everyone. Something inside needed repairing first. Reflection. Understanding. My role in the collapse, whatever it was, demanded examination. The therapist's office smelled like lavender. Dr. Morrison listened without judgment as I unpacked 6 years into 50-minute sessions. Week after week, peeling layers. 3 months crawled past. Leaves changed. Rain arrived. The house stopped feeling like a crime scene. The bookstore on Fifth had comfortable chairs. I'd started spending Saturdays there, reading things other than legal documents. She appeared between philosophy and poetry. College friend. Sarah. 10 years vanished when she smiled. Hey, stranger. We talked. Easy. Natural. No performance. No weapons. Conversation flowed like it used to, before marriage became warfare. She wrote her number on a bookmark. No pressure. No expectations. Outside, autumn sun broke through clouds. I pocketed the bookmark.